Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rant. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, man, we are going to set the record straight again on this weak, fraudulent website called Give Me Sport. This is probably the third video I want to say I've done on this weak website. This clown website that's run by some goofy kids, I'm sure, man, that never played sports, just started watching basketball in 2010. I've told you, their lists are weird. They don't add up. They don't make any sense. And shout out to Tony, who sent me an email. Tony, shout out to you, man. Send me an email with their top 10 greatest small forwards in NBA's history list. Now, the key here is that this was voted on by the fans, they said. The fans voted for the top 10 small forwards in NBA's history. Now, remember what I told you guys. These are the fans of their website. The fans of their website. So like I tell you, who you attract to your channel, your page, speaks volumes about what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're telling people, how you're educating them, the narratives that you're giving them. All of this stuff, guys, because obviously the people who follow this website, that support this website, they're not informed on basketball's history, guys. When I go through this top 10 list of small forwards in NBA's history, guys, laughable, because there's 3 names that are not on this list that I'm so confused how they're not on this list. And we're going to talk about it in this video, ladies and gentlemen, man. Once again, shout out to Tony, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. You guys know I am truly, truly humbled, man. But all support, like I said, shout out to Tony and all you guys that email me, send me messages, Instagram, everybody in the membership. Thanks to all you guys out there, man. It means a lot. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, we are going to set the record straight and we're going to educate this clown website, Give Me Sport, man. Doesn't make any sense. Give Me Sport. What sport? These fools don't play no sports. You guys don't respect sports. You don't know what sports is about. Sports is about competing. Sports is about going out and giving that effort, man. That's what it's about. Right? Going out there, using your body, man, having some fun, right? Not being lazy. This is what sports is about, ladies and gentlemen, right? Competing. So like I said, shout out to Tony who sent me this this clip, the email, and he sent me this, like I said, a link to the website Give Me Sport. And they had a top 10 small forwards in NBA's history list, guys. And I knew this was going to be garbage. I knew it, man. I knew it was going to be weird, guys. And I'm telling you guys right now, this list makes no sense. Now, remember, this is not to disrespect some of these players in this video today on this list. It's not to take away from or tear them down. It's not. But I'm looking at this list, guys, and I'm telling you right now, remember, the key here, that this list is voted on by their people, by the fans of their website. Because they say, voted on by the fans. You're talking about the fans of your website, not the basketball fans or the NBA fans in general. You're talking about fans of your website that voted on this corny, crappy list. And I'm telling you right now, this is garbage, ladies and gentlemen, garbage. Now, this is a top 10 small forwards of all time. Keep this in mind. Now, I told you guys, there's 3 names in particular to me that were not on this list, disturbing as hell. And 2 of these guys that are not on the list, to me, is insane how they're not on the list, guys. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, now, when I go through the list, I want you guys, if you guys can tell, the 3 names that I did not read off, and then we'll go through this, all right? I'm going to go from number 10 up to 1, all right? Number 10, they had Dominique Wilkins. Number 9, they had Chris Mullin. Number 8, they had Paul Pierce. Number 7, they had James Worthy. Number 6, they had T-Mac. Number 5, Scottie Pippen. Number 4, Kawhi Leonard. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Number 2, Larry Bird. And obviously, they had number 1, LeBron James, right? Obviously, they had to have LeBron James number 1. But that's not even what this is about. Do you guys, I read those names off. Do you guys know, or did you guys tell me who's missing from that list? Who do you think is really missing on that list? The hint is he's over my shoulder. They didn't have this dude on the list. They didn't have Dr. J on the list. Do you guys know who else you didn't hear? Who else name did not read off that I always mention on this channel? That I told you, this guy used to try to go outside and emulate his moves, he said, when he was young. He used to go out and try to do this player's moves. I didn't mention his name. The great small forwards of all time, top 10. This guy's not even top 10 according to the fans of this website. Elgin Baylor, guys. I didn't hear Elgin Baylor's name come up on this list. You're telling me Elgin Baylor and Dr. J are not top 10 small forwards of all time? We don't have to talk about top 3, top 5. Oh, excuse me, guys. We're talking about they're not even top 10. Elgin Baylor and Dr. J. And who's the third name I didn't hear on this list? To me, that's easily a top 10 small forward in NBA's history, guys. Easily. John Havlicek. I didn't hear John Havlicek's name on this list at all. Remember, this is voted on by the fans. The fans of this weak website that have been watching basketball for 6 years. These people have no clue what the hell they're talking about, man. Now, did you hear the names I read off? Also, I didn't hear Rick Barry's name on this list, right? So to me, those are 4 guys that are easily top 10 small forwards of all time. To me, Dr. J and Elgin Baylor are not even debatable. That's not even a debate, man. And same thing with John Havlicek. To me, those guys are not even debatable. They are top 10 small forwards easily. Easily. And like I said, you can argue Dr. J as a top small forward of all time. You obviously can do that. And Elgin Baylor, to me, is easily a top 5 small forward in the history of the NBA. Easily, guys. He's in my top 5 small forwards of NBA's history easily, along with John Havlicek. But anyway, let's go through this list now. Now, like I said, there's a couple of guys I have an immense problem with. Number 1 off the jump, man. T-Mac is not a small forward. Tracy McGrady, in my estimation, is a shooting guard. That's how I always viewed him. And to me, I don't know. I mean, maybe I got to look into this, but I'm pretty sure that Tracy McGrady was listed as a shooting guard more than he was as small forward. I could be wrong on this. Pretty sure Tracy McGrady had at least 10 or 11 years at shooting guard. Like I said, the Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady comparisons are because he's a shooting guard. Tracy McGrady was big for a shooting guard. He was like 6'8", 6'9", had those long arms. Absolutely gave him advantages at that position. But Tracy McGrady was playing a shooting guard position, guys. Those 2 scoring talents that he has was when he was a shooting guard, not a small forward. Like I said, I believe his first 2 years in the NBA, he was a small forward. Then he moved to shooting guard and was shooting guard for like the next 8 years. Then I think he moved to small forward maybe for like 1 or 2 more years. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know how they have Tracy McGrady on here on this list as a small forward. Tracy McGrady is a shooting guard, in my opinion. By all estimations, he's a shooting guard, Tracy McGrady. But they have him as the 6th greatest small forward of all time? Come on, man. That's insane. Insane. Tracy McGrady's not even the 6th greatest shooting guard of all time. Is Tracy McGrady a top 10 shooting guard? Yeah, you could argue he's a top 10 shooting guard. But you have other great shooting guards like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Jerry West, and Clyde Drexler, and Allen Iverson, and Ray Allen, and George Gervin, and just so many great shooting guards. So once again, we could, debate where he falls as a shooting guard, but Tracy ain't no small forward, man. That's number 1 to jump. And then number 6. So let's just get rid of him right there. That's 1 guy off the list, right? So we're down to 9. Next thing I noticed, Kawhi Leonard, number 4. Kawhi Leonard 4 all time? Now listen, if you wanted to say, based off of potential or what ifs, without injuries, same thing for Tracy McGrady, right? You want to start talking about the what-if guys, the Derrick Roses and the Anthony Hardaways and the Bill Waltons and some of these guys that had injuries and stuff like that. We can go down that road. You want to tell me that, Kawhi Leonard is a top 3 player or a top 5 small forward or he's in your top 10 all-time based off of what-if potential? Because Kawhi Leonard, to me, with his two-way ability, he had the opportunity, the chance, the potential to be a top 10 player all time. Absolutely. But there's no way in hell, I've told you guys, I'm putting Kawhi Leonard as a top 5 small forward of all time. The man's missed too many games. He's just missed too many games, man. And a lot of that has to do with his soft, frail body and his soft mentality that he has in relation to the load managing. I mean, his attitude overall. He was a diva mentality, man, a lot of these years. Kawhi Leonard ain't no top 5 small forward of all time, man. If you told me he was top 10, somewhere like number 7 or number 8, like I said, he just missed too many games. Like I said, if you had Kawhi Leonard from like 2014 to like 2000, like I said, 17, he had dude was sensational. And then that injury really messed him up, man. He was just never the same. Yeah, he showed flashes, 40 games here, 50 games there, but that's it. I can't put you top 5 small forward all time when you can't play back-to-backs. You can't play 82 games in a season. You ain't giving the effort that some of these guys are. Kawhi Leonard, is like what John Havlicek was doing compared to what Kawhi Leonard has done is night and day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, John Havlicek was known for barely ever resting, being able to run for days, having conditioning like that. Right? These guys were more durable. They were tougher. They played through pains. I mean, look at Larry Bird. Look at his body breaking down. But he still went out there and gave that effort. Didn't load manage, didn't lollygag, didn't shortchange himself, didn't cheat the game, didn't cheat himself. Kawhi Leonard spending all this time doing New Balance commercials talking about we up now. Dude, you're on the bench with injuries all the time. How are you up now? We got now. You ain't got nothing. You don't even got next. Stop it. All this time for New Balance commercials. I'm the Terminator. You're a cyborg. Dude, you hurt all the time. Cyborgs are supposed to be tough. They're not supposed to be durable. Right? But now Kawhi Leonard is the opposite of a cyborg, man. All the time for commercials, can't play in the court. So I'm not putting Kawhi Leonard top 5. Absolutely not. And like I said, if you took him out of the top 10, I got no problem with that. Just missed too many games, man. Kawhi Leonard a great player, though, man. Like I said, what he could do for that couple of years there, that two-way play, he was sensational, Kawhi Leonard. Absolutely, man. Like we said, what he could do. Legit defender, legit two-way star, superstar, Kawhi Leonard could shut you down. And you could, I tell you, what I saw Kawhi Leonard doing in the 2017 Western Conference Finals versus Golden State Warriors that everyone keeps telling us are unbeatable, he was destroying those guys, destroying them. They could do nothing with Kawhi Leonard, nothing with him, guys, on both sides of the ball. It was just too much to handle. But you tell me they're going to stop Michael Jordan? The next person on this list that I don't think is better, then the guys I mentioned, Elgin Baylor's and the John Havlicek's, the Dr. J's. How is Dr. J not on here? Kawhi Leonard's not better than Dr. J, guys. He's not. All right, so once again, Tracy McGrady, not greater than Dr. J. Nowhere close to Dr. J, Tracy McGrady. Chris Mullin, they have Chris Mullin here, number 9. This is no disrespect to Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin, probably top 15 small forward, probably. Top 10, over Dr. J? Over Elgin Baylor? Over John Havlicek? I don't think so. Was Chris Mullin greater than Rick Barry? I just don't think so, guys. And Chris Mullin was a really good shooter, a really good playmaker. His all-around game, Chris Mullin, especially those early years when he was on the Golden State Warriors and he was really making a name for himself to run TMCs and all that stuff, Chris Mullin was sensational, man, like I said. But to have Chris Mullin top 10 over Dr. J, over John Havlicek, right? Over Elgin Baylor, over Rick Barry, it's not happening, guys. This is not the facts, man. Go look what Rick Barry was doing. Go look what Rick Barry was doing. Look at the scoring of Rick Barry, the rebounding of Rick Barry. And once again, Rick Barry led the team to a championship, man. Can you name the other players that Rick Barry was playing with? You can't even name these guys. I'm not saying that he wasn't playing with anybody, but it wasn't like Rick Barry was playing with some stacked team, but he still led the team to a championship. There's no knock on Chris Mullin, but he never did that. And obviously, Chris Mullin's a great player. He was on the 92 Dream Team for a reason, guys. He was that dude, right? There were some years in the 90s that Chris Mullin was better than Scottie Pippen, man. He was one of the best small forwards of the 90s. But to be a top 10 small forward above those guys, there's no way in hell. No freaking way, man. They have Paul Pierce here, number 8. Paul Pierce, now listen, man, you guys know how I feel about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce has run his mouth, but that doesn't take away from his game on the court. Paul Pierce a really good player, man. No doubt about it. But Paul Pierce above Dominique Wilkins, man, I don't know about that, man. I don't know, guys. And like I said, Paul Pierce in the top 10 small forwards, I just don't see it, guys. I just don't know because, like I said, if you're going to keep some of these guys, we know Tracy McGrady, we're going to get rid of him. But if you put in Elgin Baylor, you put in Dr. J, you put in Rick Barry, you put in John Havlicek, where the hell's Paul Pierce going? I don't know. Chris Mullin can't be in there. Paul Pierce, to me, they got to get bumped out of here. They got James Worthy at 7. I don't know if James Worthy is number 7, but he's probably in the top 10. Maybe number 10. Maybe Dominique Wilkins is number 9. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if Worthy's above Dominique Wilkins, guys. I just don't know about this list. It's weird. And they got Scottie Pippen number 5. Scottie Pippen's not a top 5 small forward of all time. Of all time. I understand that people are trying to pump up Scottie Pippen. They remember Scottie Pippen for being greater than he really was. Scottie Pippen's not a top 5 small forward of all time, guys. He's just not. All right? Now think about this. Is that we can argue Scottie Pippen and Dominique Wilkins, but Scottie Pippen argue greater than Dominique Wilkins? I don't think so. James Worthy, we can argue he's greater than James Worthy. Once again, the Chris Mullins, Scottie Pippen and Kawhi Leonard, to me, that's a debate, right? Like I said, with all the games that Kawhi Leonard missed, you could debate him with Scottie Pippen all the time. But I think the potential, what we saw Kawhi Leonard do, Scottie Pippen can't do those things. He can't do the two-way play of Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard led the team to a championship. Scottie Pippen can't do that. Never has, never would. So once again, Scottie Pippen, if you're going to have Kawhi Leonard on the list, yeah, Scottie Pippen to me is not top 5. Scottie Pippen's not greater than Elgin Baylor. He's not greater than Dr. J. He's not greater than John Havlicek. How is this possible? When did this stuff happen? Like I told you, it's coming from the fans of this weak website that don't know what they're talking about. So now, think about this for a second. You guys know, LeBron James to me is third all-time small forward list. I have Larry Bird number 1, Dr. J number 2, then LeBron James. Then I would probably go Elgin Baylor and then John Havlicek. That would probably be my top 5 small forwards of all time, guys. And then to round out the rest of the 5 would be guys like, yeah, like maybe a Scottie Pippen somewhere in that next 5. Like I said, a Rick Barry maybe in that next 5, a James Worthy in the next 5, a Dominique Wilkins in that next 5. These are some of the guys that I'm thinking about. Maybe Paul Arizin in that next 5 group of players. So, you know, for me, I would have Larry Bird number 1. But like I said, it's not about LeBron James being number 1. They have Kevin Durant 3rd. Kevin Durant, to me, would probably be in that next 5. He's probably in the top 10. He's not top 5, Kevin Durant. He's not greater than Elgin Baylor. He's not greater than John Havlicek or Dr. J. He's not. The fact that they don't even have Dr. J on this list is really sad. Because Dr. J, what he could do, I mean, like I said, Kevin Durant can't shine his shoes, man, on the basketball court. Dr. J rebounding, the playmaking of Dr. J defensively, Dr. J. The leadership of Dr. J, the hustle of Dr. J, the finishing ability around the rim of Dr. Kevin Durant can't sniff this stuff, guys. He just can't, man. So I'm not having Kevin Durant above Dr. J. But Elgin Baylor, to me, is the most disrespected player that's not here. Elgin Baylor, like, he's a forgotten player. Dr. J is disrespected a lot, but he's not as forgotten or disrespected as Elgin Baylor. Now, what you're seeing here on this list from the quote-unquote fans, they said voted this list. Like I said, it's exposing how long these people have been watching basketball. They haven't been watching the game that long. Look at this. Like, who's the oldest player on this list, guys? Look at the list. The oldest player on this list is Larry Bird. Larry Bird's the oldest guy on this list, him and James Worthy. There's no one else on this list that played before the 80s, guys. They don't know the game like that. They just don't know it. So instead of you trying to say the top 10 small forwards of all time, just say the fans voted on their top 10 small forwards. Their top 10. Their top 10. Ain't the top 10 small forwards of all time, man. Because this is not all time. Because you guys don't even have anybody before 1980. How is this all time? You mean since the merger? Is that what you're trying to say? Then put since the merger. Because your quote-unquote fans don't go back that far. They don't know. They don't care to know. They don't do the homework or they don't do the research. They just don't know. They don't care. But you got Scottie Pippen, top 5 small forward of all time. Nah, man, not happening. Once you're doing a disservice to the NBA's history. You're not giving any context here. To me, Elgin Baylor is arguably the greatest scoring small forward of all time. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Greater than Kevin Durant. Go look at Elgin Baylor's career high numbers. Go look at what he did in the finals. Remember, the NBA record, right? 61 points in an NBA finals, Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor, you guys realize, has a top 5 points per game average in NBA's history. More than LeBron James, more than Kevin Durant. Elgin Baylor is the highest scoring small forward per game on average in NBA's history, guys. Elgin Baylor. So Elgin Baylor's arguably the greatest scorer at that position. Is it arguably, guys? He's probably the greatest rebounder at that position. You guys know how many rebounds Elgin Baylor averages? He averages more rebounds than Dennis Rodman for his career, guys. That's right, you heard me correct. Elgin Baylor averages more rebounds per game than Dennis Rodman. So we can argue that Elgin, he had seasons averaging 17 rebounds a game, Elgin Baylor, at 6'4", 6'5", guys. So he's an undersized small forward and arguably one of the greatest rebounds of all time and arguably probably is the greatest small forward rebounding of all time, guys. Yes, greater than Larry Bird. That's Elgin Baylor, guys. Argue the greatest rebounder of all time at that position with argue the greatest scorer at that position, guys. Elgin Baylor, and talk about the creativity of Elgin Baylor, what he meant to the game, how he pushed the game forward. Elgin Baylor gave us Dr. J. Dr. J gave us Michael Jordan. The lineage of Elgin Baylor, guys, second to none. Second to none. So what Elgin Baylor did for the game, remember when Elgin Baylor came into the NBA, guys, his first season in the league was 1959. Elgin Baylor won Rookie of the Year and led the Minneapolis Lakers to the NBA Finals, guys, against the Boston Celtics. They got swept. But his rookie year, he led the Lakers to the finals, guys, and won Rookie of the Year, All-NBA first team. This is Elgin Baylor, guys. This is what the man was doing. Like I said, the creativity of Elgin Baylor at that time, a pioneer of the game, doing the up and unders the rim, doing the Dr. J and Michael Jordan stuff in the 60s, guys. But he's not on a top 5, top 10 small forwards of all time. When I just told you he's arguably the great scorer and rebounder at that position, guys. Averaging more rebounds per game than Dennis Rodman for his career, all while averaging over 4 assists per game also. So Elgin Baylor could do it all. The only reason that Elgin Baylor, to me, would not be as high up on the list is because of the winning, right? Because of the winning. I mean, he's playing in the 60s against the Celtics, right? He came in a couple years before Jerry West got there, and they kept bumping their head against the Boston Celtics. So the winning has to take away from his legacy compared to someone like a Dr. J or a Larry Bird, let's say. And also defensively, you know, I'm not saying that he did not play defense. Elgin Baylor was an all-around basketball player. Most of those guys were. But he wasn't on the level of a John Havlicek, let's say, or a Kawhi Leonard or Scottie Pippen defensively, right? Some of these defenders at that position. But Elgin Baylor, to me, easily top 5 small forward of all time. But they don't even have him on the top 10 list. So you just don't know. How do you just not know? Because you just don't. They don't give a damn to know. Don't care. Elgin Baylor was that dude, man. Like I said, the fact that they don't have Dr. J on this list is a travesty, man. Those two names not being on the top 10 list, like I said, Havlicek, Barry, for me, also should probably be on this list. But those two names in particular, Dr. J, like I said, there are people who have Dr. J as the greatest player of all time, the greatest player of all time, let alone small forwards. And there's an argument to be had for Dr. J. Like I said, the icon, a Mount Rushmore type player, but he's not on the top 10 list. You have Chris Mullin above Dr. J. Chris Mullin's nowhere close to Dr. J, guys. And that's not even knock on Chris Mullin. That's a fact. Chris Mullin will tell you that. That's just the truth. Dominique Wilkins not better than Dr. J, guys. Paul Pierce ain't nowhere close to Dr. J, guys. James Worthy's not better than Dr. J. Tracy McGrady's not even a small forward. Scottie Pippen's nowhere close to Dr. J, guys. Just not. Kevin Durant not better than Dr. J. And LeBron James, not greater than Dr. J, guys. Those are the facts, man. I told you, to me, in my estimation, the only guy that's argued that's greater than Dr. J is Larry Bird. That's the only guy that you can argue over Dr. J as far as small forwards goes, man. This is not happening. And like I said, to me, Elgin Baylor has to be in that top 5 list of small forwards. Easily, guys. Easily. You guys know the deal, man. These are the facts. Once again, shout out to my man Tony for sending me this. And Give Me Sport. Expose themselves again. They're a weak website, right, that attracts these weird, quote-unquote, fans to their website that don't know a damn thing. The oldest player on this list, guys, is Larry Bird. Larry Bird. So there's no small forwards ever that played before Larry Bird. No one before 1980. Like I said, they're not going to shout out Paul Iverson. None of these guys. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.